today we are going to give you 5 ways to improve your ball striking. So if you're somebody who struggles with your irons and you struggle with the ball striking in particular, then today's video is just for you. Okay, so what are we looking to do with the ball striking? Well, as a general feeling, as a general principle, we are looking to hit the ball, then the turf. Okay, so we are looking to hit slightly down on the ball with a little bit of shaft lean with the hands forward, hitting the ball, then hitting the turf. That's going to get you the correct distance. It's going to help with direction, and it should and it will improve your overall game. Okay, and there's a lot of things we can do that are actually quite simple, and really any golfer can do this. Okay, so first of all, the first thing I would see as a very common thing is getting the correct ball position. Okay, so typically with an iron, certainly I've got a 7 iron here today, we want that ball in the middle of your stance. Okay, if that ball can be in your heel line, okay, very simply start with your feet together, take an even step either side of the ball. If we can get that in the middle of your heel line, that's really going to help you strike that ball first. Okay, quite often I see people playing that ball a long way forward. We know what's going to happen there. You're going to hit the ground first, you're going to catch it heavy, or you might even come up and thin the ball. So get the ball position exactly where you want it to be. That's really going to help you. Okay, so step number 2 is the hand position. So think about the hand position from here. We want the hands slightly in front of the golf ball in a position where from left shoulder, left arm down the shaft, you can see that that's pretty much a straight line. Okay, because that's really going to allow us to get into that impact position we're looking for, where the hands are leading it. We've got plenty of shaft lean. That's really going to help you strike the ball better. Okay, typically if we can do that, the ball is going to launch about half the loft. So my 7 iron is about 34 degrees. It's going to launch at about 17 degrees, give or take a degree. Guys that tend to get the ball forward, get the hands back, even if they strike it well, it just pops up in the air with no real distance. Okay, so that's really going to help you. So those first 2 things, ball position, hand position, super simple to do. Okay, now into the swing. What we're trying to do really in the swing, in the backswing, is stay centered. Okay, so as we swing back, we want to feel like the right hip is turning, left shoulder is working down, and we are staying centered in the backswing. We know the head's always going to move a little bit, but again, from this angle here, we want to feel like as that right hip's turning, trail leg is just extending ever so slightly, left shoulder working down, and that really allows us to get into that position. Okay, when people don't get it, I see a lot of guys, that left shoulder getting very high, moving off the ball. We see a lot of sort of swaying here, and as soon as we get any sort of lateral move in the golf swing, it makes it so hard to strike the ball. Okay, so staying centered, super important. Okay, on to my point number 4 for the ball striking is around the swing plane. Okay, and what is the swing plane? Well, the plane of the golf swing is the angle at which we are swinging the golf club around the body. Okay, so typically this would be on plane. This would be a steep swing where the arms get very vertical, and then we see the flat swing that gets too much around our body. Okay, and again, you think about how does this relate to ball striking? Well, if we are too flat, what tends to happen to our low point is that low point is too early. It's before the ball. Again, from face on here, if I get too flat here, the low point is early. So generally guys that are too flat, they'll either catch the ground early or they'll just come up it and thin the ball quite a lot. Okay, they might be good off the tee, but it's difficult to strike the irons with a flat swing. Okay, and the opposite with the steep swing. So if guys get very steep and across the ball, then their low point is after the ball. So their low point is too steep. They get very steep on the ball. Again, would typically thin the ball, but equally, you know, you can come down and end up fatting it. So the plane of your swing has a huge impact. Okay, and you know, even just being aware of it to begin with, but just trying to understand that concept of the swing coming on a slight arc in a circle around the body and then back around, just to help you get a feel for it. Okay, and then last but not least is weight transfer. Okay, so probably one of the biggest faults I see in the downswing as players come down into the ball, again, good and bad players, I even see some quite low handicappers do this, is falling off the ball. So as soon as we tilt back, if you think about our center points here, pelvis and sternum, as soon as we tilt back, again, we're going to catch the ground early. We're really going to struggle to get that low point control. So as you're coming down from here, get moving forward, get the pelvis forward, get the sternum a bit more on top of the ball. You hear a lot of the top players feeling like they're covering the golf ball. That's exactly what you're looking for, really trying to get on top of it with an iron, feel yourself covering the ball, hitting the ball, then the turf. Okay, so 5 simple things that can definitely improve anyone's ball striking. If this is your first time watching the channel, guys, please don't hesitate to subscribe. I look forward to seeing you again very soon.